Welcome back to the Pig Toss game tutorial here in Construct 3. In the last video we got the controls started and some of the initialize code started as well. I'm going to go ahead and create a new group, and I'm going to call this Pig Landing. And let's go ahead and add an event, go to our pig, and we want to say when he is overlapping another object, and that object is going to be canon right. So whenever he is overlapping the right canon, I want to add an action. I want him to stop. So let's pick our piggy. Let's go down to the bullet and choose set enabled, and let's pick disable. And then I want him to be in the same place every time. So I'm going to add an action, sprites, pick our pig, and I'm going to set position. Uh-oh. There we go. Set position. And I want the X position to be that canon on the right side. So I'm going to type canon, canon right. And then the same thing we did in the last video. I want to set it to the image point that we created for it. Canon right is our object, dot image point X, and that is going to be parentheses 1 because we want that first image point that we created. And do the same for Y. So canon right dot image point Y, and oops, parentheses 1. Okay, let's see what that looks like. And if we click, and he lands on the canon. And if we click again, nothing happens because we haven't set that up. So that's looking good. Let's start using some of our variables. We have canon side, and we set it to 0. So what this is going to be is canon side 0 is going to be when the pig has landed on this canon. Canon side 1 will be when he's on this one. So we want to change those as we go back and forth. And we start out, he's on the left, so canon side is set to 0. Once he has overlapped the right canon and he stops, we want to tell the game that he is on that right side. So let's add an action, system set value of canon side to 1. And we know that whenever we run this part of the code, we are clicking to send our pig from the left to the right. So I'm going to add another condition to say that this can only happen when system compare variable is canon side 0. So what we're saying is when our pig is on the left, because that's what canon side 0 means, when our pig is on the left side and we tap, it's going to shoot him off in the other direction. Select this entire block of code just down here in this little area right here. Select the whole thing, and hit Control-C to copy and Control-V to paste. And then we can change canon side to 1, meaning he's on the right side. So when he's on the right side, we do the same thing, except we enable the bullet behavior, but we send it to, instead of 315, we want to send him back the other direction. And in the last video, I showed you what that looked like on our little graph. I will show you again. So we went 315, we went that direction, like that. This time we want to go this direction, so that's going to be 225. 225. So down here, we want to do the same thing we did here. So let's add an event to our pig landing group. Go to sprites, pick our piggy, and we want to say is overlapping another object, and when it is overlapping canon left, we are going to do the same thing. Highlight this, hold down Control on the keyboard, and click and drag a copy down here because we want to disable it. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this canon side. Hold Control, click, and drag a copy. Now we can go inside, double click on this one, and change this to 0. Add an action, sprite, pick our pig, and I want to set a position, and it's going to be, this one's going to be canon left. So canon left dot image point x parentheses 1, and the y is going to be canon left dot image point y, and that image point is going to be 1. There we go. And I'll slide this up in there. So when the pig is overlapping the right side canon, we disable the bullet so it doesn't move anymore. We set it to the position that we want on that canon, which is that image point, and we set the variable to canon side 1, meaning we are now on the right side. So then whenever we are on canon side 1, now we can run this code because this matches, and we are able to shoot back at 225-degree angle, and when we do that, it will overlap the left cannon, and we will run this code and set it to set canon side to 0, showing that we are now on the left. So let's go ahead and play. I will click, and we have forgotten some things. Double click over here on the left side of this event, and let's add another condition, and that's going to be system trigger once while true. And then I'm going to hold control, click and drag a copy down here so that trigger once while true is part of both of those. Let's see if that fixed it. There we go. And each time we click, we send it back the other way. And looks good to me. All right, let's finish setting up this part. So when our pig gets shot out of the cannon, I want some little special effects playing. So in player controls, let's add an action to this top one here. And I'm going to say system create object. And I'm going to choose the particle smoke. And I want this to be on layer canon or cannons. And the X value is going to be our canon object, and it's going to be one of those points we set. That's going to be canon left dot image point X, and that's going to be parentheses. I'm going to say 2, and I'm just going to hit enter, and I'm going to go over here to canon left, and I'm going to double click it to open it, and it is image point 3 because that's where we want it to happen. So let's double click, go back into this, and let's change this 2 to a 3, and then change our Y to canon left dot image point Y, and that's going to be image point 3. There we go. So we'll see what that looks like. All right, we clearly have some issues. So I'm going to pick our particles, and okay, this is a one shot. That's what it was. Okay, let's play that again. There we go. Okay, so it shoots straight out. Up here on the layout, if I preview it, see it's shooting straight out, straight to the 0 angle in degrees. So I'm going to add an action, and I'm going to pick our particles object, and I'm going to say set angle, and I'm going to set it to the same angle that the cannon is shooting out, and that was 315. So let's play that again, and now he shoots straight out. All right, I have a feeling we didn't set this one up. Did we set this one up? Okay, let's go ahead and change some things here. I should have done this in the first video, actually. I apologize for that. So in our particle smoke, if we just click on it, come over here to the properties, let's change the rate to 20 and our spray cone to 15, and that's a one shot. Speed is 300. The size is 20. Drop the opacity down to 80. Acceleration minus 200. speed randomizer to 800. How about the angle randomizer to 15? Fade to invisible, and timeout is going to be 0.6. All right, I think that's much better. Let's preview that. And I think that looks better. Yeah. You can play around with it, get it to do what you want. I'm going to live with that. I think I'm okay with that. All right. Let's add one more thing here. First off, let's go into our canon left, and our image point 2 is down here at the bottom of the fuse. So it's back in the event sheet. So let's go down here to our pig landing. So whenever we land on one of these cannons, we want the fuse to light. So this is cannon right. So I'm going to add an action, and I'm going to say system create object, and that object is going to be our sparks, and we're going to create it on layer cannons, and our X position is going to be that cannon right image point of 2. So cannon right dot image point, and that is going to be image point 2. Let's do the same thing for the Y. Canon right dot image point Y, and that image point is 2. All right. So we can create the sparks once they land on it, but once they leave, we don't want the fuse to be lit anymore. So let's come up here. When we tap to shoot the pig back the other direction, let's add an action, go to our sprites, pick our sparks, and type in destroy, and we can destroy them. I'm going to move that up to there. There we go. Let's see what that looks like. And we did it for the right cannon. So this is shooting from the left side to the right. So this shooting from the right to the left needs to also be set up. I'm going to take this particle destroy. It is the exact same thing that I need. And I'm going to highlight it, hold down Control, click and drag a copy, just like that. Now we can add an action, and I'm going to say system create object, and that object is going to be the smoke, and that layer is going to be the cannon, and the X position is going to be cannon, and this time we are doing cannon right dot image point X, and that image point is 3. All right, same thing for the Y. Cannon right dot image point Y, and that image point is 3. Okay, and then we just need to add the action, go to our particle smoke, and set the angle to, this one's going to be 225, shooting back the same angle that we shoot the pig out of. So let's play that, and we click, and now the spark is going, the fuse is lit, and the spark particles are destroyed, and we now have a puff of smoke coming out of the cannon too. So now let's create this other spark on the other side. So when we land on the left cannon, we want to create sparks on that side as well. So let's add an action, say system create object, that object is sparks on layer cannon. The X position is going to be cannon left dot image point X, and that image point is, what did we say for that one? That's image point 2. There we go. Image point 2. Let's do the same thing for Y. Cannon left dot image point y, and that is going to be image point 2. And I don't know why this keeps adding zeros for me. Okay, there we go. That should solve that. Let's preview that. So we have our fuse lit. We shoot across. Okay, everything looks like it is working how it's supposed to. All right. Okay, one more thing. Whenever we land on a cannon, I want to give us a score. So I'm going to add an action. System add 2, and I'm going to add 1 to score. So with this highlighted, I'm going to hold Control, click and drag a copy of it down. There we go. That should give us a scoring system. Let's go up here in our initialize group. Let's add an event and say system every tick. Add an action, go to our text score. And then we want to set the text, set text, and in between the quotation marks, I am going to type in all caps score, colon, space, and then on the other side of the quotation mark, the ampersand, and our name of our variable, which is score. So that should update our score. Let's play. So our pig is overlapping this, which we told it to add 1 to score every time that it's overlapping. We'll take care of that in a second, but if I tap, we get 2 and 3 and 4. So our score is working. Over here, underscore, I'm going to add an action, system, subtract from score 1. So on the start, we're just going to go ahead and subtract 1 from score. So if we play, now it's 0. And we get 1, 2, 3. There we go. That is as far as we're going in this video. In the next one, we will set up our fruits and vegetables to cause havoc with our little piggy. And I will see you in the next video. Don't forget to save.